We want some implementation, visible implementation, then only this agitation will stop.
Patients suffer as Delhi's resident doctor protest intensifies. Doctors take protest to the Secretariat, say won't call off strike unless Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain meets them. A national capital continues to be unsafe for women. Freelance journalist brutally attacked during her evening walk by a group of assailants. You're watching The Big Story. I'm Amita Balachandra. Straight up, on World Health Day, the national capital is in the midst of a severe public health crisis. The resident doctors' protest, now in day 5, has only intensified. Now, resident doctors of 18 public hospitals marched to the Delhi Secretariat today, demanding an audience with Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain. Now, the doctors are protesting the lack of security in public hospitals, which puts them at risk of attack from patients' relatives. In fact, we have Milan Sharma who joins us with the latest. Milan, tell us, what is the latest you're hearing?
Hi, Amita. So, the doctors, the resident doctors from Deen Dayal Upadhyay and 18 other hospitals had joined in the strike today. And on the 5th day today, they were all striking outside the Delhi Secretariat. Their only demand was to meet, Health Minister Satyendra Jain. And they refused to meet the State Secretary, and they said they want to meet the minister and talk to him, and they wish to call off the strike, but they're saying we won't do it without meeting the minister.
So, Milan, also tell us this. We know that the state government so far has not responded at all. The health minister, Satyendra Jain, has not responded. What is the sense you're getting? Because we also know that there was a meeting that happened yesterday and a list of things were pointed out.
So, some issues that they wanted the government to take account of was, increased security for doctors. Because they feel that the doctors and their job is only to treat patients, while the hospitals do not hire guards who are equipped enough to give them safety. And they have also listed demands like maternity leave, removal of ad hocism. They don't want ad hoc appointments of doctors. They want permanent doctors. And they also want to be paid according to the 7th Pay Commission, so that they have bundled all their demands all together, and they are presenting it to the Health Minister, Satyendra Jain, who has not responded to the demands. Their issue was that when they presented these demands, and in the minutes of the meeting that have come out, after that, they mentioned that nothing has been said in a time-bound manner, which means that there is no deadline for implementation of anything, and there is no, certainty that, how much time it will take to implement these ground things in the hospitals.
Milan, very quickly tell us this. We know that the doctors have been protesting and intend to continue their strike as well. And like you rightly pointed out, there is no time-bound action that has been mentioned in the minutes of the meeting. So, what are the resident doctors planning on doing?
Yeah, so currently I have spoken to a few of them, and they have said that if the minister is not going to meet them today as well, they are planning to go to Mr. Satyendra Jain's home and stand outside his house and rally over there and try to meet him. But they are hell-bent on meeting the minister, and this is going to be their further plan of action.
And very quickly, Milan, did you get to talk to a couple of patients today?
Yes, the patients in various hospitals have been in stress because although certain hospitals are operating, there are senior doctors that are operating, but the number of patients that come into the hospital every day, they're not able to take care of each and every patient. So some of these hospitals have kept their emergency services going for patients who are coming for emergency services like an accident or anything, but patients who come for a prolonged treatment and other things are facing the toughest time.
Right, Milan, thank you so much for getting us those details there from Delhi. Doctor protest intensifies in Delhi. Let's listen in to a couple of protesting doctors.
बेसिकली हम लोगों की स्ट्राइक सिर्फ इसके रिगार्डिंग है कि हॉस्पिटल्स में डॉक्टर्स जब ड्यूटी पे होते हैं तो कोई सिक्योरिटी नहीं होती है, किसी तरह के हम लोगों को गार्ड्स नहीं प्रोवाइड किए जाते हैं, पेशेंट्स आते हैं एजिटेटेड होते हैं, रीज़न उनका हमें समझ में आता है, लेकिन वायलेंस कोई रीज़न नहीं है।
तो हमारा बहुत मेन प्रॉब्लम इक्विपमेंट, लैक ऑफ इक्विपमेंट और लैक ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी है। अदर देन सिक्योरिटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी इम्प्रूव होगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली दोनों आपस में रिलेटेड है। इफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज बेटर, पेशेंट विल बी मोर सेटिस्फाइड।
हम चाहते हैं गवर्नमेंट से जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है जो वो प्रॉमिस कर दें वो एजुकेट प्रोवाइड करे, प्लस जो है हमारी सिक्योरिटी वो दे। ये दोनों के बेनिफिट है, डॉक्टर्स के लिए भी और पेशेंट के लिए भी।
We demand that government should take some concrete and solid action, and this time we are not in favor of that we get some conclusion or some promises. We want some implementation, visible implementation. Then only this agitation will stop.
5 days on, doctors' protest continues there in Delhi, but the state government has not said anything so far. In fact, we have Dr. Sanjay Bagai, VC and Director, Dwarka Manipal Hospital on the phone line with us. Dr. Bagai, tell me this, at this point in time, where do you stand, considering the protests have only intensified? It is day 5, and the resident doctors there demanding the state government, Health Minister Satyendra Jain to, come up with some sort of solution, but there has been no response so far.
Yeah, my take on this is very clear. I think the security and physical safety, psychological and professional safety of all medical professionals, which includes doctors of all categories, including residents and consultants, nursing staff, technicians, and administrative staff, is of paramount importance. This is an absolutely non-negotiable issue as far as the medical community is concerned. Point number 2 is that we sacrifice almost our entire life in treating patients. The most vulnerable are the clinic doctors who run small clinics, private clinics, or very large government hospitals where young resident doctors face the wrath of patients when there is no fault of the doctor. We are doctors to heal, to treat, but we are not God. So if a patient comes in a very critical state and so on, we cannot be held responsible and liable for that. The second point I want to make is that there should be CCTV cameras and adequate security in all sensitive points of the hospital. The guilty have to be convicted and punished. Just having merely a law which is not implemented or is not followed down to the track is an absolute absurdity in the present day and time. And the last point which I want to make is all hospitals, government and private, should restrict the number of visitors. It becomes unmanageable in a large hospital, government or private, to see so many thousands and thousands of patients and relatives with inadequate staff, inadequate security, and inadequate backup support. Hospitals are not a meeting point or not a point in which people have a community outing. It's a restricted area and it should be treated as such. In the end, my statement is doctors' security is non-negotiable. Doctors have to be physically secured. If a doctor is going to be working under fear, he is not going to be able to perform his duty to his optimum best. Lastly, what I would like to say is we shouldn't reach a stage in which critical patients don't have doctors at night to attend to them. A doctor is not willing to be beaten up when a mob of complete absurdity comes and beats the hell out of him or her. I think we as a community have to introspect and look after this very, very, very fine and noble profession.
Also, Dr. Bagai, you very rightly pointed out that doctor security is non-negotiable, which is what we also think here on Mirror now. But here, this is a two-fold problem because on the one hand, security is a big issue for doctors, but on the other, several patients are also left in the lurch. And if this protest only intensifies, that is another problem.
Yeah, I think the emergency services are running. We trained for the better part of 20 to 25 years to practice to treat patients. We have not gone through this level of hard work and intensive training to strike. Our obligation and duty is to serve the community. But how can we serve when we are getting beaten up? I think it's a no-brainer. How do you expect a young lady doctor to be doing night duty and calls when she's under the fear that she may lose an eye, or she may lose a limb, or she may have internal bleeding or land up with a head injury? That's not acceptable. That's not fair. So I think the government needs to take a very, very firm stand. We need adequate amount of CCTV footage and cameras. We need adequate amount of security. But more important than that is set some examples. Put these hooligans in jail. We have a law. Please implement it. If we set an example of at least 5 or 10 of these people who are in jail for not 1 month, 2 months without bail, but it should be for a prolonged period of time, I think the community will be more sensitive towards the needs and requirements of the medical professionals.
Very clear point there that doctor security is non-negotiable and that must be taken care of first, and the state government must act. Thank you, Dr. Upadhyay, for joining us here on Mirror. Now, in the meantime, let's also listen in to a few doctors who were protesting earlier today.
We got the minutes of meeting, but we want to meet Health Minister first because lots of problems, lots of flaws in that minutes. We have not discussed, they have not discussed the issues, other issues on that minutes, so we want elaborate minutes in that.
Yesterday you were here, your contingent came here, but you were not able to meet the secretary or ministers. Tell us about that.
Yesterday night we came here, but everybody has gone from the secretariat, and they called us and they told us just come and meet us. So our representative was over here, but nobody was here at that time, at near about 7:30 p.m.
Welcome back. You're watching The Big Story here on Mirror. Now on to a shocking story coming in from the national capital's Amar colony, where a man was stabbed nearly 24 times to death. As per the police, accused, who was the neighbor of the dead man, Kushi Ram, attacked him over an old grudge.
ये बीती रात 6 और 7 अप्रैल की बीती रात का इंसिडेंट है, जिसमें करीबन 10:15 बजे रात को SHO ओखला इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया अतुल कुमार से बज़ारिया फ़ोन मेरे को सूचना दी गई कि एक ऐसा शख्स जिसकी बाद में शनाख्त बालकरण यादव के नाम से हुई, ये मोदी मिल फ्लाईओवर के नीचे भागते हुए आ रहा था। पूरे कपड़े जो है खून में लथपथ थे, हाथ में काफ़ी लंबा चाकू था जो खून में लथपथ था, और पीछे इसके पब्लिक भाग रही थी चिल्लाते हुए। हेड कांस्टेबल जितेंद्र, जिसकी प्रेजेंट पोस्टिंग अभी पुलिस स्टेशन ओखला इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में है, ये वहाँ से गुजर रहा था अपनी ड्यूटी ख़त्म करने के बाद। तो इसने जब देखा, तो मोटरसाइकिल पे था, अकेला था, इसने जब देखा कि ऐसे लोग भाग रहे हैं तो इसने उसको रोकने के लिए कहा। इसके कहने पे वो शख्स रुक तो गया, लेकिन रुकते ही उसने सीधे धमकी हेड कांस्टेबल जितेंद्र को दी कि मेरे सामने से हट जा, नहीं तो तेरे को मार दूंगा। क्योंकि इसके हाथ में खून में लथपथ चाकू था, कपड़े भी खून में सने हुए थे। जो लोग इसके पीछे भाग रहे थे वो इसके पीछे खड़े हो गए, उनमें से किसी की हिम्मत नहीं हुई आगे आने की। मौके पे हेड कांस्टेबल जितेंद्र ने काफ़ी सूझबूझ दिखाई, काफ़ी हिम्मत दिखाई। इसको लगा कि ये इसके हाथ में चाकू है, ये लोगों पे भी वार कर सकता है, इसके ऊपर भी वार कर सकता है। तो सेल्फ डिफेंस में इसको डराने की नीयत से जो रिवॉल्वर, जो पिस्टल इसको ऑफिशियल वेपन दिया हुआ था, इसको निकाल के इसने कहा कि अब इससे आगे तू नहीं बढ़ेगा, रुक जाएगा। जब इसने देखा कि पिस्टल सामने है तो वहाँ से सड़क छोड़ के रेलिंग पार करके रेलवे स्टेशन की तरफ भागने की कोशिश की। इस दौरान इसने हाथ में जब पिस्टल देखी हेड कांस्टेबल जितेंद्र की, तो एक पत्थर भी उठा के इसके ऊपर मारा है। जब ये भागने की कोशिश कर रहा था रेलिंग क्रॉस करने की, तब हेड कांस्टेबल जितेंद्र ने भाग के इसको पीछे से पकड़ा, इसको ओवर पावर किया और जमीन में गिरा लिया।
Now, while the police is quick to claim credit for the action taken, the deceased family accused the police of inaction and apathy. The family alleges that the accused Balkiran Yadav was in fact arrested in 2013 for molesting the victim's daughter and attacking the family. He was sentenced to a year in jail. The family alleges that after his release from jail, Yadav continued harassing the family.
Even after Delhi police says that their alert head constable apprehended the suspect who was running away after stabbing Khushi Ram for more than 24 times. The family says that even after repeated complaint, once the accused were out on bail, no one from the police station listened to them. And after which, the family had to suffer the biggest loss of their life. The victim's family has been saying that these incidences of molestation and eve-teasing are very common for these people who are living in the slum.
बालकरण छेड़खानी करता था, रास्ते में खड़ा होकर करता था, चुम्मा फिलाइन किस करता रहता था। और तो मेरी बहनों ने कंप्लेंट करी तो मेरी बहन को मारने भागा। उसमें हमने कंप्लेंट करी तो उसको जेल में बंद कर दिया। फिर भी उसने फिलाइन किस करी, धमकी दे रहा था वो। और तब वहाँ से आए तो मतलब जब जेल से छूट के आया तो फिर धमकी दी उसने, घर भागे। फिर मेरी बहन के स्कूल गया, तेजी से गैस दवाई से। फिर ऐसी धमकी देता कि हमने कंप्लेंट भी करी लेकिन कोई जवाब नहीं मिला उसका।
पुलिस खड़े हुए मुंह देख रही थी, मेरे पापा नीचे गिरे हुए थे। उन्होंने ये भी नहीं कहा कि गाड़ी में उठा के उन्हें डाले पहले कि उनकी जान बच जाए। उन्होंने ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं करा। पुलिस वाले सारे मुंह देख रहे थे खड़े होके और पब्लिक भी। जब मैं चिल्लाने लगी मेरे पापा को उठाओ, पापा को उठाओ, जब जाके इन्होंने बहुत देर में, जब मेरी मम्मी आई पूरी तरह से रोने लगी, जब जाके गाड़ी में बैठाया उन्हें पापा को, जब तक उनकी सांस टूट चुकी थी।
इनका पहले तो छोटा सा ही झगड़ा चलता था, आपस में मोहल्ले पड़ोस का था। मैं कई बार इनका कंप्रोमाइज कराया आया था। तो इन्होंने खुशीराम के ऊपर एक अटैक किया था, उसमें जो है इनकी चोटें काफ़ी लगी थी, पुलिस केस भी हुआ था। फिर उसके बाद जो है इनकी एक बेटी है, उसको धमकी देते थे, छेड़ाखानी उसके रास्ते में करते थे। स्कूल कॉलेज जाती थी तो वहाँ दिक्कत करते थे, तो इसकी कंप्लेंट पुलिस को कर दी थी। तो इसी गुस्से में इन्होंने ये काम करा।
Meanwhile, a gruesome attack on a female journalist in the national capital. 45-year-old freelance journalist Aparna Kalra was attacked by unidentified men when she was out for a daily evening walk in a nearby park. Now, this incident happened in Bharat Nagar area of northwest Delhi. Aparna sustained serious injuries on her brain and skull. The police have nabbed one of the suspects. Bhavatosh gets us more details.
The crime branch will now assist the local police in the case involving assault on a senior journalist. The crime branch has been told to crack this case as soon as possible. Aparna Kalra was taking a walk in this park in northwest Delhi when she was attacked by unidentified assailants. What was the reason behind this assault and who were involved is still to be probed by the police. Meanwhile, Aparna Kalra is in a critical condition. She is not fit to record her statement. The police are trying to find a witness in this case who can assist them. In fact, so far, no eyewitness have come forward to record his statement. The only person who has recorded his statement was the one who found Aparna Kalra in an unconscious state.
On to some news from Mumbai now. Close to 42,000 B.E.S.T employees have threatened to go on an indefinite strike if B.E.S.T does not scrap the existing revival plan for the public bus service. Now, they demand that there is no need of a revival plan. Instead, Mumbai's civic body BMC should merge B.E.S.T's budget with its own to help it overcome the financial crisis. Disha Shah caught up with the B.E.S.T union leader Shashank Rao.
The proposal that the B.E.S.T has put forward for the committee to approve, saying that it's a revival program or it will save costs, along with all other measures, they have proposed to freeze our derivative allowance, which increases as per the cost of living index every month. And that too, they want to take it back to 2015 index and freeze it there, which will mean that minimum reduction of 2,000 to 2,500 rupees in each employee's salary. Secondly, they want to do away with the medical allowance. They want to scrap the allowances given for the children's education. They want to bring the retirement age to 55, which is today at 58. They don't want to give any new increment or any new wage agreement till 2021, that is 4 years from today. So all such measures are absolutely illegal. They want to get in voluntary retirement scheme or compulsory retirement scheme. They want to outsource a lot of services, so which is absolutely wrong.
The BMC Commissioner has gone on record and said that they are ready to help the B.E.S.T. unless and until they come up with a innovative and revival plan. So according to you, if this revival plan does not work, if you say that these terms and conditions are really illegal, so what according to you are the solutions to revive the B.E.S.T?
Simple. The BMC should provide money for this service in their budget. As I said, they have provided 2,300 crores for education. They should provide certain amount of money for the transport services, which they don't want to do. The BMC has more than 61,000 crores in fixed deposits, for which it earns more than 4,000 crores a year as interest, and they can't provide a simple thing. Now, the difference, what they say as loss every year in B.E.S.T. for providing such subsidized services is approximately nearing 200 crores only. The whole expenditure of the B.E.S.T. whole expenditure is around 1,700 crores, which is hardly negligible considering.
BMC is ready to fund. BMC is ready to fund.
No, they are not. They have not made any budget provisions. They should make a budget provision. And secondly, any revival measures, how can revival measures mean cutting off salaries which are existing? How can this trend be said? This trend is nowhere in the world. How can you cut an existing salary and say it is revival? Tomorrow you will say work for free and the whole money is saved. So this is not done. That is why we have noted our protest.
On to some news from Bengaluru. Now, residents of Bengaluru's Richmond Town, Lavel Road and Langford Road are up in arms against the schools in their locality, and here's why. Tired of traffic snarls caused by parents picking up or dropping off their wards, these residents are now demanding the city allocate more buses to service these schools. Shrija gets us a story.
These are not the problem. The problem is that the rest of the children have to either be picked up by their parents or they use private vans, school vans.
The BMTC has also offered to deploy 300 buses, but the schools have to take the initiative and form a coalition and make sure that the center of the city is demotorized in the daytime, so that leading to a better quality of life, lowered air pollution and a peace of mind for all people here.
The residents can't get out of their homes during the peak traffic hours during the school. So we really request the schools to take this seriously for the next academic year.
The traffic police have been coming. If we call them, they're very prompt. They do come, and at times like exam times and all, they have been trying to man, but the people don't really listen to them.
That's a wrap on the big story here on Mirror Now. Stay with us.